Jamie Carragher's interview with Jadon Sancho after 8 pints with Dortmund fans. Jamie Carragher conducted a hilarious interview with Jadon Sancho after enjoying a night in the Yellow Wall as Borussia Dortmund defeated PSG. Jamie Carragher's humorous interview with Jadon Sancho after Borussia Dortmund beat PSG has gone viral. The English winger put in a wonderful display for his lone club as Niklas Füllkrug netted the only goal of the game. Dortmund will now head to Paris with a narrow advantage as the Bundesliga club aim to reach their first Champions League final since 2013. Jamie Carragher's interview with Jadon Sancho after Borussia Dortmund's 1-0 Champions League semi-final victory over Paris Saint-Germain has gone viral. The ex-Liverpool defender spoke to the English winger for CBS Sports after about 8 pints with the Dortmund fans in the famous Yellow Wall. Sancho had a magnificent night, performing on the biggest stage and even outshining Kylian Mbappe. He showed the form that was expected of him at Manchester United, as he was constantly willing to run at his man, giving Nuno Mendes nightmares all evening. Dortmund have given themselves a lead to hold on to heading into next week's second leg in Paris after Niklas Füllkrug fired in a sensational goal to give the home side a narrow victory on the night. Nico Schlotterbeck picked out his compatriot with a well-timed pass over the top of the opposition defense, and the big striker plucked the ball out of the air with a sublime first touch before drilling a low strike past Gianluigi Donnarumma. There were plenty of chances for both sides, but in the end Füllkrug's goal was vital as everyone else failed to convert. Sancho looked like he was going to register an assist in his impressive display as he slid a beautiful pass through to Julian Brandt, but an excellent recovery tackle thwarted the attempt. Carragher's hilarious interview with Sancho. The Dortmund man looked confused throughout. Having enjoyed the game from the crowd rather than inside the CBS Sports studio, Carragher was clearly enjoying himself throughout the 90 minutes. The 46-year-old had even posted a video of him celebrating the only goal of the game to his X account. He certainly got a taste of the famous atmosphere at Signal Iduna Park, as the ground was bouncing all night for the big occasion. The retired defender was chatting with Peter Schmeichel when Sancho walked past and Carragher pulled him in for one of the most entertaining post-match interviews we're ever likely to see. He was quick to note the wonderful experience he'd had on the night, telling the Dortmund winger, "I've just been in the Yellow Wall. Obviously, you know it very well. That was one of the best experiences of my life." The Man United loanee looked understandably baffled. "Week in, week out, that's how it is. When we hear our fans, we're so motivated from the start," the 24-year-old raved about the iconic Yellow Wall. Thierry Henry, Alessandro Del Piero and Micah couldn't believe what they were witnessing from the studio, continually laughing throughout the exchange. The interview ended with Carragher trying to rope Sancho into a night in the Yellow Wall, explaining, "I found a new family, new friends. They bought me pints of lager all night." Jadon Sancho's future. The winger remained tight-lipped. After a tumultuous time at Old Trafford, Sancho returned to Borussia Dortmund in January, although only on loan. It remains to be seen where his future lies, but the ex-Manchester City youth prospect kept his cards close to his chest when Schmeichel asked if he'd be sticking around at the German club. Sancho replied, "Who, me? I really don't know, but I'm just focused on the present right now." Following the man of the match's departure from the interview, Carragher appeared to be given his marching orders too, with Schmeichel claiming he'd been sin-binned. Jamie Carragher conducts hilarious Jadon Sancho interview after 8 pints with Borussia Dortmund fans. Latest Manchester United news and gossip as Jamie Carragher conducted a live interview with Jadon Sancho after drinking 8 pints with Borussia Dortmund fans. Manchester United star Jadon Sancho was interviewed by Jamie Carragher after the Liverpool legend had 8 pints with Borussia Dortmund supporters. Carragher was part of CBS Sports punditry team alongside Kate Abdo, Thierry Henry and Micah. However, he swapped the studio to join the home fans during Dortmund's semi-final first-leg match against Paris Saint-Germain at Signal Iduna Park. After posting videos of himself enjoying drinks and dancing among fans throughout the night, Carragher was supplied with a microphone for interviewing duties post-match, following Dortmund's 1-0 win. When questioned about his ability to work under such conditions, the former Liverpool man responded by explaining how his day transpired. "That's actually a good point because I haven't had too much to eat," said Carragher on CBS Sports. I had a cheeseburger at about 2:30 when I got to the hotel. It might explain why I might be slurring my words because I've had about 8 pints in the yellow wall. I've got a new family, a family of friends, we all look after each other. I give them a few bob after half-time. Following this honest explanation of his condition, Carragher then invited Sancho for a conversation with him and former United goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel, providing comical content for his co-workers observing from the studio. Richards was bursting with laughter as Carragher wrapped his arm around Sancho, sharing his personal experience at the yellow wall at Signal Iduna Park. Praise for Sancho followed suit, with Carragher affirming that both Henry and Alessandro Del Piero had been in full praise of his performance. This was much to the entertainment of Henry, who couldn't help but bury his face in his hands on the desk. In response to the praise, Sancho said, "I appreciate it. But it's not over. We still got to go to Paris and hopefully we can get the job done there. But I appreciate the compliments." United loaned Sancho to Dortmund in January after making just 3 appearances for the Reds. The 24-year-old displayed splendid form against PSG, leading to Schmeichel asking a question regarding his long-term plans at Dortmund. Sancho remained coy, emphasizing, with the on-loan United forward saying, "I really don't know. I'm just focused on just the present right now." Jadon Sancho is back to his best after dazzling for Dortmund in 1-0 win over PSG, claims Owen Hargreaves, as Rio Ferdinand questions why it didn't go well at Man United following exile. Dortmund beat PSG 1-0 in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final. Jadon Sancho has looked back to his best after returning to Germany this year. Rio Ferdinand and Owen Hargreaves questioned why Jadon Sancho struggled at Manchester United after he delivered a superb performance for Borussia Dortmund against Paris Saint-Germain. Niklas Füllkrug's goal was the difference at the Signal Iduna Park on Wednesday night in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final, and Dortmund will take a 1-0 lead to the Parc des Princes next week. Sancho was a constant thorn in PSG's side and looked a completely different player from the one who returned to Germany on loan in January after being exiled from United's first team following a high-profile dispute with Erik ten Hag. Speaking on TNT after the game, Ferdinand and Hargreaves agreed the 24-year-old had been energized by a change of environment after returning to Dortmund. "I want to know what happened at Man United. Why didn't it go well there?" Ferdinand said. "Is it game time or did he not apply himself properly at Manchester United? Was he disheartened because he wasn't getting game time? Was it the size of the club, the weight of the shirt? Is it the club? Is it the manager's fault for not getting the best out of him?" Hargreaves replied, "It's everything in there, it's all of those things. It's environment. Tonight, I knew from the first touch he was going to have a game like that, because he had a bit of swagger, didn't he? And I think that's when Jadon's at his best, he has a bit of swagger. At United, he went safe and played back to the fullback, didn't he?" Ferdinand added, "That's what the frustration used to be at Man United. He's not doing that. The physicality of the Premier League was that an issue? I don't know. But there's so many different things that you look at and go, what could it be? Only Jadon can tell us that. But at the same time as well, you look at the way that he played in the Champions League semi-final, you can't devalue that." Sancho emerged as one of European football's brightest talents in his first spell at Dortmund, before joining United for £73 million in the summer of 2021. But he never lived to expectations at Old Trafford, scoring just 12 goals in 82 appearances in all competitions. In September, Sancho was exiled from the United's first-team squad following a public